Your 40s are when you stop auditioning for a life you don't even want. That exhausting performance you've been giving, the one where you try to meet everyone else's expectations while ignoring your own, it's time to drop the act and start living authentically. Here's what nobody tells you about turning 40. You finally have enough life experience to recognize what doesn't work. The endless pursuit of external validation becomes obviously futile when you realize the people whose approval you're seeking aren't even living lives you admire. This isn't about becoming selfish. It's about becoming authentic. The permission you've been waiting for, you're the only one who can give it to yourself. Your 40s grant you the ultimate freedom, the right to disappoint people who don't really matter. Picture this. You're invited to another networking event that makes your soul die a little inside. Your 30-year-old self would have gone, convinced it was important for your career. Your 40-year-old self knows better. Thanks, but I'm focusing my energy elsewhere becomes your new superpower. No elaborate excuses, no guilt, just clear boundaries protecting what actually matters to you. You've learned that saying no to others often means saying yes to yourself. This permission phase eliminates the energy drain of living for others' approval. When you stop performing for an audience that doesn't matter, you free up enormous resources for what does. Your authentic choices finally align with your actual values, creating a life that feels genuinely yours. Chapter 1. Time Scarcity as Liberation. Here's the thing nobody tells you about mortality. It's the best productivity system you'll ever discover. When you finally accept that your time is finite, you stop wasting it on infinite nonsense. Death awareness creates life focus. Your 40s hit you with mathematical reality. If you live to 80, you have roughly 2,000 weekends left. Suddenly, that toxic friend who drains your energy doesn't seem worth 1/2000th of your remaining time. The committee you joined out of obligation becomes obviously absurd. This isn't morbid thinking. This is liberation thinking. When every hour has weight, you naturally gravitate toward what actually matters. Mortality awareness doesn't paralyze you. It prioritizes everything for you. You're scrolling through social media complaints for the third time today when it hits you. This is literally time you'll never get back. Your 20-year-old self had time to waste. Your 40-year-old self knows better. You close the app, call someone you love, or work on something meaningful. Time scarcity transforms mindless consumption into intentional living. Every minute becomes a conscious choice rather than an unconscious drift. Understanding your time limits eliminates decision paralysis. When you know what you don't have infinite amounts of, every choice becomes clearer. Urgency without panic. That's the gift of 40s time awareness. You stop saving your best dishes for special occasions and start using them for Tuesday dinner. Chapter 2. The Enough Principle. The real midlife crisis isn't buying a sports car. It's realizing you don't actually want one. Your 40s are when you discover the most radical concept in consumer culture. Enough. Not more, not better. Enough. This is where your 40s become financially revolutionary. You finally have enough experience to recognize the difference between wanting and needing, between upgrading and improving. The house that seemed too small suddenly feels perfectly sized when you realize bigger means more cleaning, higher taxes, and less money for experiences. Enough isn't about settling. It's about recognizing abundance. Your 40s teach you that optimization isn't about having more options. It's about being satisfied with better choices. You discover that the things you own can end up owning you. You're looking at a kitchen renovation that costs more than your first car. Your 30-year-old self would have financed it to keep up with the neighbors. Your 40-year-old self asks, will this actually make me happier, or just make my house look like everyone else's? Suddenly, upgrading the appliances and keeping the extra $20,000 for travel sounds infinitely more appealing. You realize that experiences appreciate while possessions depreciate. The enough principle eliminates lifestyle inflation that traps you in work you don't love. When you know what's sufficient, you can optimize for freedom instead of accumulation. Less stuff equals more options. More importantly, it equals more peace. Chapter 3. Energy Management Revolution. Managing your 40s energy is like managing your phone battery. You know exactly which apps drain it fastest. The secret isn't managing time better, it's managing energy differently. Your body keeps the score. Here's what changes everything about productivity after 40. You stop trying to fit your life into arbitrary schedules and start aligning tasks with your natural energy rhythms. Morning person? Do creative work at dawn. Night owl? Stop forcing yourself into breakfast meetings. Your 40s grant you permission to work with your biology instead of against it. This isn't laziness. This is optimization. When you honor your energy patterns, you accomplish more by doing less. You notice you're sharpest between 10 a.m. and noon, but you keep scheduling administrative calls during that window. Your new approach, guard those golden hours for your most important work. Batch the mundane tasks for your natural energy valleys. Result? You finish your best work in 2 focused hours, instead of struggling through 8 distracted ones. Energy management eliminates the exhaustion cycle that comes from fighting your natural rhythms. When you work with your energy instead of against it, productivity becomes sustainable rather than punishing. Chapter 4.